Moonraker have recently introduced their new dual-band transceiver with some very interesting features and at a great price, so let's take a look at it. Meet the Moonraker Lunar dual-band transceiver covering both 2 meters and 70 cents. It has a maximum output of 70 watts on 2 meters and 50 watts on 70 cents. Single SO239 input and a cooling fan together with a generous heatsink. It has an upward facing speaker in the top panel, and on the rear there's provision for 2 external speakers plus a USB-C socket for programming. If we look on the left hand side of the main unit, there's a modular socket for the microphone. And if we look on the right hand side, there's also another modular socket further forward, also for a microphone. And the reason for this is the unit has a detachable head. Perhaps somewhat unusually, the manufacturers have included a 4-meter extension cable without any additional cost. An additional feature which many will appreciate is the VHF airband receive facility. So let's take a look at some of the controls and functions. The main on-off button is top right. Hold it in to switch it on, and likewise to switch it off. And the radio is dual receive. It means to say that you can receive both bands at the same time. And you've got 2 individual volume controls here, left and right. And also they're concentric controls, so on the outside you've got squelch control. So you've got a squelch control on both bands and volume control. So you could be listening to 2 meters and 70 cents at the same time. Or with the airband, I haven't checked it yet, but I guess you could be listening to one of the VHF or UHF bands plus airband. We'll check that out. On the left hand side is the VFO, which adjusts frequency. And at the moment I'm adjusting the frequency on the 77 band, which is on the left. If I just tap this control on the right, I now switch the VFO control to the 2 meter band, press that again, and I can control the receive on the 77 band. Let's take a quick look at the menu. It's fairly simple to operate. You press the function button there, you then press the tune button, you're into the menu system, and if I want to change the step, I press that and then I rotate that to whatever I want. Press it again, press the function button, and I've got the required step that I need. And it's the same, of course, with all the other menu items. To set up tones like DCS, DTMF, etc., you press first of all the tone button and then the function button, and that allows you to set up the various tones. We've got a button here which says REV, that's for reverse repeater, and low, that's actually for controlling power. I'll press that, that's low power, that's 5 watts on both bands. That's high power, that's 75 watts on 2 meters, and they claim 60 watts on 70 cents. Medium power is 20 watts on both bands, and back down to 5 watts on both bands. Right, I found the airband channel. I've got the airband channel on the left hand side, and I've got 2 meters on the right hand side. Unfortunately, I can't find any signals on 2 meters apart from data, so I'm going to turn this up. And you should hear in a minute some 2 meter data coming through. There are 2 meter data coming through. And on the other channel, let's go there so you can see it. On the other channel, I've got Stansted approach, which we should hear in a minute. So you can hear 2 meter data, and you can hear Stansted. I'll come back in a second. So I think you can hear there's data coming through and Stansted. There we are. So we can listen to airband and 2 meter. Actually, the airband sensitivity is quite good. I'm around about 35, possibly 40 miles away from Stansted, and I was hearing the controller from Stansted, so it's not too bad. And I know from previous experience that sensitivity is pretty good. Also, finally, you can also get the FM broadcast band. If all else fails, if you can't find any signals on 2 meters, you can always listen to the broadcast band. Actually, while we're on the subject of finding our way around the radio, I must say that the user manual is pretty good. It's well written, and it's certainly got enough information for you to get up and running with the radio. The radio comes with a keypad microphone which gives you comprehensive control of the main features. There's the usual up-down controls on the top panel, PTT button on the left-hand side, and a convenient hanging hook on the rear. A couple of things I noticed: when you're tuning, you can tune using the VFO button to go up and down in the selected channel steps. But if you press that button in briefly, you can go up in 1 megahertz steps, which makes QSY change in frequency very quickly quite handy. The other thing I also noticed is that you can actually, as well as listening to 2 bands, 2 meters and 70 sems, you can actually have the same band on both channels. In other words, you could have a frequency on 2 meters there and a frequency on 2 meters there, and so you'd be able to monitor the 2 different frequencies as well as being able to monitor 2 different bands. So you can have dual band or dual monitoring within any band, either 2 meters or 70 sems. And one other thing I did notice, on the air band, the tuning goes from 108 to 136 or 135,995. It doesn't go to 137, so at the moment you'll miss the top, right at the top of the band. I think there's not too much on there, but I know the local south end information is 136.05 or something like that. So you can't get that 136 final megahertz segment. Maybe they'll have a firmware update to enable that to cover just that last megahertz at the top of the VHF airband. On the 2 meter band, as regards power output, I agree. Basically, it was about 70 watts and about 20 watts mid-range, but low power was actually nearer 10 watts than 5 watts. On 70 sems, I was getting 50 watts and 20 watts, but again, the low power was showing 10 watts rather than 5 watts. I think most people will be quite happy that the low power is 10 watts. That seemed to be quite a practical low power level. I had a couple of QSOs on 2 meters and seemed to work pretty well, particularly the 70 watts.
You're not there anymore, but been calling on your establishment for many years, Peter. Back to you, G30JV, M9 TRF and Company.
Yeah, okay, I didn't write the name down. What was the name?
Dave, and I'm just in Rochford, so not very far from you.
Okay, Dave, from Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor. Yeah, thanks so much.
From G4MDB, but lovely to hear you. And I go along with all what you say, Peter. It's part of the hobby to keep the old stuff going.
Well, I found this Lunar radio a very practical radio. Works extremely well, and bear in mind that this radio costs less than £200. It gives up to 70 watts output. It's got dual band receive, so you can receive 2 meters and 70 sems, 2 different frequencies at the same time. You can also listen to 2 different frequencies on the same band. You've got aircraft coverage, which is excellent. And you've got FM broadcast if you really can't find any signals to work or anybody to talk to. So I think it's a great radio. The display's good. The detachable head, you've got a detachable head, and they give you the cable, the extension cable, all in a package. So it's a great radio. So we've got it in stock at the moment. I know it's selling very, very well. And if you want one of these, go onto our website, check it out. I think you'll be very impressed when you read through all the different features. In the meantime, thank you for watching this video and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.